Well, welcome back, everybody. This is Broklahoma, getting ready for Veterans Day. And, what you have to understand is that Veterans Day can always be hard for people, especially veterans of foreign wars. It can be a challenge because there's a lot of memories stirred up from events that have taken place while being overseas, while being into specific wars or conflicts. And it's not all just like free little Caesar's pizza and free uh, discounts and stuff like that on Veterans Day. It's actually kind of a challenge because you start getting reminded of all the things you used to do. Um, one thing a lot of veterans workplace like to do is they like to take their picture and put it on the wall and to show all the veterans of the place that work there. My job had asked me to do the same, and I thought it was going to be an easy task, but it's not very easy. Because once you start getting into it, I'm sorry, I got some dogs here trying to steal food. Get out of here. Get out of here, Craigslist. Sorry about that. Well, anyway, so once you start getting into it, you start looking at pictures, and you start getting brought in the past, right? Like, here's me when I was 4. I was a good-looking kid, too. There's there. 4-year-old. Right there. Looking awesome. Don't know what's up with my hairstyle. There I am. Right? You know? Oh, this is a good one. I don't know how old I was here, but that was my favorite shirt growing up. That football picture, right? Looking super cool. I don't know who's that people are beside me. I guess my sisters. And this one here, I don't know how it keeps surviving, but it's there, right? Right? The old flat top redhead pic. You see that real well? What? Oh, sorry, man. That's been the sun there. There we go. I don't know what the crap I was thinking there. But apparently my mom really liked that look. Now, look at all those pictures. It's just such, growing up as a kid and stuff like that. You start to kind of reminisce about stuff like that, where it's the good times in life before you really knew much or anything at all, for that matter. As you get older, you get that knowledge, you start to learn more, and you start to see more stuff, right? So, anyways, I know I'm getting off track here. So my work wanted me to find a picture for my job to illustrate me as a veteran and being in a war. And yes, that's me, and I'm a good-looking guy there too. Might be a little bit younger. I think in that picture I was 22. Let's see if it gets better. Stupid light is like right there. There I am. Okay. They wanted me to look for a picture that is a picture for Veterans Day, and I actually thought it was going to be easy. It's actually much harder because as I look through these pictures, I get reminded of different things that I went through. Like here's, for example, when I was where's that here? I was by a town called Hit. Yes, Hit in Iraq. Here's an example of what the Iraqis would put on their walls. If you can read that language, great. But basically, they have an Iraq flag bombing Israel and the United States right there, okay? And that's what they would put as propaganda around their forts. Here's me. Here's a bunch of landmines that we found, okay? And we're going to destroy them. So just landmines sitting around. Some of our soldiers ran over that. As you can see right here in this picture. Hold on a sec. This right here was one of those Humvee that ran over one of those landmines. And that is an example of what happens when you run over it. I was a mechanic, so I was in charge of going to this Humvee, taking apart all usable parts and saving them for other vehicles. This dude in there, I don't believe he died. He lost his foot. I believe he was a first lieutenant, and he lost his foot and blew up right through his Humvee. Okay. You start seeing his pictures more and stuff starts coming back to you. Here's us acquiring a bunch of RPGs and landmines, and we're stacking them up to blow them up so that the enemy can't use them against us. All right. And all these pictures, I'm trying to figure out which ones to get, because I don't know. Here's me helping stack up the landmines and the RPGs and stuff. We're putting it right beside that one airplane there in order to blow it up. Just kind of a cool effect. But that's me holding 2 landmines. And we had to pack those with C4 in order to blow them up. Just a bunch of 50 cal rounds all over the ground, right? Kind of different. You don't really see that around here. Here's a mosque in Fallujah that I was driving by. If you don't know Fallujah, go look it up. It's where a lot of battles happen. A lot of Marines had to go there. And other soldiers used to have firefights there at night when we first got there. And then, of course, you got buildings. I mean, this isn't real significant here, but it was a building that we blew up with an airstrike right there. Can't really see too much of that. I was driving at the time, so I get a lot. But, you know, of course, and then it's in the sun, but here is one of the palaces of Saddam Hussein that we drove by. I got that picture, you know. It wasn't all sad stuff, all war and everything, because, of course, there's people that live there. There's little kids. They'll come up to us in our Humvees and come talk to us and everything like that. Cute little kids out in the middle of the desert, stuck in that regime. They'll come up and have conversations with us. These kids now are obviously probably in their 30s, you know. So looking through this, I'm having a hard time finding a picture that I'd like to give to my job, okay? Well, this is a good one. This was me when I was totally innocent. I was in advanced individual training. I'm just a young soldier right there. Oh, good-looking guy. Of course, I am not the taller one. I'm the shorter one. But that's me right there at advanced individual training. And that was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, because that's where they had the mechanics training. Okay. Just checking out other buddies on here. This is when we're guarding a police station. All the kids came out. All the kids came out to come and see us as we were guarding them. We did have machine gun fire that day, and we had to tell the kids to get out of there and run because we didn't want them to get hurt. So looking through these pictures, going into war, it was a different scene, right? I'm trying to find the one picture here that I think best suits me, and I think I've got it. Let me pull it up here. Okay, and this is, I believe, the picture that I want to show. Okay, because this is a picture right here. This is a picture right here of the last time that I saw anything in a normal way. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, dig stuff up. You don't know what I'm doing right there. We are on guard duty out here, and this is me. I'm in Kuwait looking into Iraq. Okay, this is before you go into the hornet's nest, right, where you're still kind of safe. That was the last day that I saw things in a normal manner. Because after that, it was like banana and fruitcake pie for the next, how long was it, 7-8 months? It was just insane. Because that's when you started dealing with, I think the very next day it was around some explosions, and then you're around, you know, enemy fire and stuff like that. But that was a day right there when I last saw stuff normal. So I think this is a picture I want to show. And you don't know it, but there's camels in the background too. Side note. This is the last time that I realized I was 22 years old here. I still kind of had some sense to me. Once this happened here, saw stuff in a completely different manner. So this is going to be a picture I bring into my job where it's me looking into Iraq. And this is the last time that I'm innocent, so to speak. Okay. So, I mean, it's great to go to veterans and say thank you for your service, and to respect respect veterans, because they do give up a lot for their country, and they do make the ultimate sacrifice. And the sacrifice isn't just like, you know, if you do survive, it isn't just like, oh, a year or two later you're fine. It is a permanent cut, and I'll say a permanent scar in your memory bank of everything you've seen. I really don't talk about a lot of stuff I've seen in my family years later. I've been out for like 20-some years, and I still don't have a conversation with them about some of the stuff I've seen. Except every now and then it'll pop up where I get a memory, and I'll say, oh yeah, it reminds us one time over in our Ramadi, and they'll be like, wow, you never told us that before. I'm like, I don't really talk about it because there's not really anything to talk about. You weren't there. So, but the thing with that is, like I said, this is my last innocent picture I've ever taken, right there, where my brain isn't filled with PTSD and visions I can't get out. Right there. Didn't even know what I was going into. Okay. So that is a picture that I'm going to show them. It's hard going through these pictures. I don't go through them very often. There's a lot more that I'm not going to show, just because there's no point. It's not my point of this episode today. But understand that veterans do deal with a lot of pain from past things, and especially foreign war veterans. But there is always hope, because only 5 years later, you become a daddy. You got little kids, right? There we go. There's a good-looking vet, right? Then they get older and they want to be soldiers too, right? Right? They're so innocent. And then they can have stupid, 16, I don't know, I was 15, 16-year-old. They can, 15, I believe, last time I checked. They can have stupid 15-year-old pictures of themselves with flat tops. Okay. So anyways, that's what I'm just sharing with you today. It's hard being a veteran, but you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm glad I served in the military. I did 5 years, 3 months. I got stop loss. I couldn't get out. That's why I went to Iraq. I went to Korea. I went to so many countries. I actually have to look at a map to figure out where I've been. I've been across the United States. I've been out for a while. And every time I think I'm kind of over that stuff, it just kind of every now and then comes back to me. And it hurts a little bit because there's really nobody to talk to about it. I mean, you can go to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or anything like that, but they don't really help you. They just kind of chat with you about stuff that you already know. And if anything, they drag up old stuff. They drag up old wounds, and it just makes you remind you of it. Whenever I went to them and I found out I had PTSD after being out for 5 years, I talked to a psychologist, a psychiatrist, and what was it? Also, just like somebody that called me on the phone that was like a counselor person. Talking to 3 different people a month about my PTSD. I think it was up to 9 to 13. I think it was up to 13 pills a day. Stuff to control my heart. Stuff that antipsychotics. I don't even know. Antidepressants. All that stuff just drilled me full of all this stuff, to the point where I actually looked at the VA as being such a negative place, because they just were trying to fix you through medicine. But when I got off the medicine, it didn't go away. If anything, it made it worse, because I started thinking about stuff a lot more. Like I said, I didn't know I had PTSD for 5 years. I thought that was normal to booby trap your house in case somebody broke in. And you would know they're breaking in because you have all these bells and stuff all over. So I thought it was completely normal. So that's what I said. This is the last picture. And I'm going to end this here because I kind of ramble on. That's the picture that everybody gets. The last picture of my innocence. Thank you for joining me today. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for all that served. And, may God bless you in the future. Okay? If you're not subscribed to my channel, you'd like to, subscribe. If you don't, you don't have to. I just enjoy making videos. Anyways, have a great day.